In this edition of the BCA Club School of the Month, we go to the Wildey Cricket Club, formerly Banks, the 2022 Elite Cricket Champions in Barbados. There's so much to learn. This is We. I'm here with Clint Singh Hill and Craig Singh Hill of the Wildey Cricket Club. How are you doing?
I'm well. What about you?
I'm doing quite good. 2022 has been a long season, and you have a role that you play here at the club of that of a coach. You're one of the youngest coaches in Barbados. How has the season been?
Like you said, it's been a very long season. Bittersweet, happy that it's over, but more importantly, happy that it's over with a trophy. It's been an interesting journey. My first full season as club coach at this level. So yeah, just getting to continue to learn the different players and across the formats has been really good. It's been a challenge, but it's been a challenge that I've enjoyed. So fantastic season and capped off beautifully.
Well, that's really good because, you know, there are different coaching styles and different coaching methods. And being a young person working with a lot of players who would see you as more of a contemporary, what type of style will you actually say is your coaching approach?
I would say mixed. You have to have a mixed approach because how you coach player A or how you speak to player A may not be necessarily how you have to coach or speak to player B. So it's just about understanding the individual and bringing out those various techniques to get the best out of them.
Well, Craig, this is your older brother, and you've played many roles during the course of the 2022 season. You had the opportunity to captain at some point during the course of the year. Your personal success and then being part of the entire group. How has the 2022 season been for you?
It's been a pretty good year. Also, as the coach said, it's been a pretty long year as well. Obviously, we would have had the T20s, 50 overs, and into the elite season. So going all the way from April to December was quite taxing at certain points in time. But it is bittersweet, as the coach said, because ultimately we came on top with the elite crown.
And transitioning during COVID, coming from really 2021, where only the 2020 season was actually executed. This year you had all three formats. How, as a player, was that coming back into a full season in the true sense?
It was quite difficult. Obviously, the last few years, as you said, we focused a lot more on white ball. But the coach is very detail oriented, so we spend a lot of time just trying to hone and craft our 3-day skills in terms of being able to adapt to the red ball. So it was a challenge at first, but you know, as we got taken through our paces, we did a pretty good job of transitioning from the white ball to the red ball.
Well, Coach, one of the things I want to find out from you, certainly being in an environment like this club being known as Banks in the past, how does it feel now in 2022 to have been able to reclaim some glory within the Barbados cricket setup?
Well, the very last championship that we would have won would have been back in 2019. That would have been the 50 over. But in terms of the 3-day, it would have been all the way back in 2007. So it's been a pretty long time without some 3-day success. So I'm certain that the club fans and management are really happy that, you know, we've brought the 3-day title back to Wildey. So yeah, it's been a long time, but it's been worth the wait for sure.
I'm going to ask you, how important do you think 3-day cricket is to the development of a player, and certainly at this level when you're going from here into national cricket?
Very good question, Stephen. To be honest, I always say longer format cricket is very crucial. We have the emergence of T20 and T10 and what's not, which is fine. But in terms of the development of a player, the longer format is definitely where you want to test the skills, is where you learn the most in terms of all skills, batting, bowling, fielding. If you look at the breakdown of any longer format game, you can find a 50 overs scenario involved, you can find a T20 scenario involved. So I always encourage young players to, you know, make sure that you play some longer format cricket, even if you don't have intentions of going on to play test cricket. You know, playing for your club, playing even for Barbados in the 4-day competition, those things are very important. So yeah, very happy that we were able to capture that title.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, not because your brother is here. Are there any, what you would consider future talent that you would want, not just at your club here, but that you would have seen maybe over the last 6 months or so that we could look out for, generally speaking?
Definitely. Starting here, Joshua Dorn. He's a foundation boy, and Josh has been a part of this club from the time he was in primary school. So to see him mature throughout the years, he was at senior trials earlier this year. He's done pretty well for himself, represented Barbados at the under 17 and under 19 level just now. So Josh is a fantastic player, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him grow and progress. We also have Zion Brathwaite, who's also part of this club. He also represented Barbados just now at the under 17 level. So those are two guys that are really promising, and that locals and guys from the region can look out for in the future. Outside of Wildey, very impressed with Kevin Wickham. I think that Kevin Wickham is a player. I think he is a genuine world-class talent. Kadeem Alin as well. I think that two of those guys have all the skills to make it at the next level. So hopefully that, you know, they are taken care of and you know, in the right environments so that they can reach the, you know, maximum ability.
Wonderful. And for you, Craig, you had that opportunity, as I said earlier, to be captain at the early part of the season. Which format do you prefer in terms of whether 50 over T20 or the 3-day, in terms of actually being able to showcase and exhibit your skills?
For me, it's definitely the 3-day version. As Coach said, that's the format that you usually get to display the vast majority of your skills in your skill set. That's not a knock on T20 or 50 over, but in terms of the default application of a batsmanship, bowling, etc., all these skill sets that obviously cricket entails, I think 3-day for sure is the one that they definitely would prefer or lean towards.
This club has a rich history. I mean, as I said, it used to be called Banks. I know many years ago when the likes of Mar Eswick, Winston Reed, and many others, but I'm going to ask you about the dressing room culture now in 2022. How does it feel being part of a team that really has a lot of young players, and you, as I said, have the opportunity of captain and really work along with a lot of the talent that is here at the Wildey Club?
It's been quite interesting actually, because we had the addition of 3 or 4 younger players, former Barbados under 19 players actually come within the dressing room within the last few months. So those guys have seamlessly integrated within the team and the culture. They help to build on the culture as well. So it's been quite interesting. Obviously, you know, the younger guys are going through some growing pains, but overall it's been a very good experience just having them gel with the older guys, myself, Akeem Jordan, Jerome Jones, Steve Pinder. He's been a stalwart at the club for a number of years, so it's been a really good journey just having them integrate within our culture.
I'm going to ask you this final question, Craig. Really, success, if you had to give one word of how the journey has been in 2022, or one sentence, how would you sum it up? I'd
probably have to classify it as transcending. Yes, because I myself, it would have been, I had to give up the captaincy due to, work obligations and stuff. And it's been quite difficult, obviously, just managing those expectations with my expectations with the club. But giving the captaincy over and handing it to Jerome Jones, he did a stellar job. And obviously, he helped to build on what it would have started with the coach as well. So it's been a really good journey all the way through from April all the way to now in December. That's
really good. And Clint, for you, obviously, young coach, former player, you understand the culture of dressing rooms, you understand the culture of the supporters that come to Wildey. How would you sum up in one word or one sentence the 2022 season?
One word. This may shock you, but relief. And I choose the word relief because these players, along with the backroom staff, have worked so hard throughout the year. And like I said, to just cap it off in the way that we did, unbeaten, yeah, the 3-day went unbeaten. So to cap it off, I think it was just reward and very well deserved on our part. So when we clinched it, I just felt relieved. So for me, that's it, and just looking forward to next season.
I want to thank you, Craig, and also Clint, for being part of this very important series where we showcase the different clubs within the Barbados Cricket Association tournament. And may you have a really good Christmas and season's greetings.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
Thank you very much, Stephen.